Spring 2024 on the edge of summer. It's hot. It's dry. A little bit of rain, but not enough. We are definitely in a drought. The bears are up, and they're hungry. The berries aren't ready, and the bears are cranky. Word to the wise, if you live outside the city, protect your garbage cans. Don't have an encounter with a pissed off bear. Welcome to this edition of Monster of the Woods, the Sasquatch in British Columbia, Canada. We are most pleased you could join us. Welcome one, welcome all. Are you ready? Let's go! "34 years ago, at this location, Jack S. was fishing and looked up and saw what he believes was a Sasquatch crossing the river up yonder. He told one person, and that person ridiculed him. As we've said before, who do you tell? Who would believe you? Your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, your mother, your father, your wife, your girlfriend? Your best friend? Not many. It's so outrageous. Would you tell someone? Maybe you would. We can assure you, out there is something strange going on. Too many people of good reputation are seeing things. Here at this location, we have received reports of many, quote, many Sasquatch sightings. These sightings were made from a great distance. So how could you discern exactly what you're seeing? We receive about 10 to 20 reports sent to us via email about Sasquatch encounters and sightings, such as this location where a witness claims they've seen them several times. And we asked, did you actually see them? Well, they weren't clear. They were like spirits. Okay, there's a red flag. If any creature that large is going to be here, they're going to leave evidence if it is a physical creature. We're talking 500 pounds or better, and nothing? Give that some thought next time somebody tells you there's a Sasquatch in your hood. Because they could be fibbing. I didn't say lying, I said fibbing, to be polite. Or they are desperate to see such a thing as the mythical, legendary, or real Bigfoot in your backyard or your neighborhood. It was here several years ago we heard those mysterious knocks. People call them tree knocks, supposedly made by the Bigfoot. There were 3, a pause, 3 more, a longer pause, and then 3 a little louder. It was deeply intriguing to us. It served as quite the motivator. It was the dead of winter, with no one around. How would they know we were going to be there? We told no one. It was spontaneous by nature, our trip. It remains a mystery. People ask, how did Sasquatch Park get its name? The answer depends on who you ask. In 1998, a group of Korean tourists camping in Sasquatch Provincial Park saw something in their headlights, a large creature running up the road. We interviewed them many years later, and they asked us, what was it? We said, we do not know. That changed their understanding of the creatures in British Columbia forever. What they saw? Who knows? Now, in the interior of British Columbia, sightings are in a downward trend. At least, we're not hearing them. Wild horses. Fresh meat for the Sasquatch? There are plenty of wild horses up here. Some say hundreds, some say far fewer. Recently, we had a conversation with a retired railroad engineer, and he had quite the experience to share. At 1 o'clock in the morning, his locomotive, eastbound, caught something in the headlamp. It appeared to be someone standing in the middle of the tracks. As they drew closer, it looked like a hairy ape. His words. It simply walked off the tracks as the train went by. Does he believe in the Sasquatch? Absolutely. Another strange occurrence in British Columbia, Canada. As we have mentioned, the vast majority of people live in the southern portion of this province. And most of those people never go out into the wilderness. And people from all over the world, explorers, come here to venture into our wilderness and look around. The question I put to you is, why have none of them come forward and said, I saw a Sasquatch, or found signs of a Sasquatch? And these people are not novice. They've traveled to places like Africa, the Middle East, Asia. They're mountain climbers. They go out for weeks into our forests, and nothing. Indigenous peoples from around the globe have their legends, their superstitions. Today, we have our conspiracies. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. It's hard to define. The Sasquatch mystery, the greatest of all in some people's minds, and certainly it ranks up there. When a story is told, from person to person, it will inevitably change and become less than recognizable from the original draft, so to speak. Sasquatch is like that. Embellishment. Add a little bit, take a little bit away, make it your own. But you don't question that. Not to the hardcore Bigfoot believers, because they will become cross with you, angry, and downright nasty. There are logical people out there that have something to share. Sadly, the original story becomes something more, something larger, and something far less real. There is middle ground here. But how do you find it? So, we do our own thing. We go out, we look. We get a sense of our surroundings. And once in a while, once in a very blue moon, inspiration hits us. We find something that is fascinating. Think back to the Patterson film. That's changed over the years, and people have milked that for all it's worth. As others have said, and we have too, it's the holy grail of the Sasquatch story. But it carries on. We know many people don't appreciate our take on this. We can understand why. We're not following the typical narrative. We want something more, something real, something tangible. We have no time for hearsay or nonsense. We are doing what we must do. Our quest is very simple, and you know it by now. It continues. It continues today. We've always maintained truth is stranger than fiction. Sometimes. And imagination is key. After all, it's the basis for creativity. The indigenous people of this globe had great imagination within their legends and tales, and their creativity second to none, as seen here. We want to believe in things, desperately want to believe. Based on what? Chin wagging? Somebody's experience? But we never really understand their experience because that's their own. And the creatures aren't talking. We can't communicate with them directly. Our eyes will deceive us. We will see things and conclude they are something they may not be. It's a weird world out there. Just ask William Shatner. Well, don't ask William Shatner. Judge for yourself. In these hills, in this landscape, the mystery continues. Sometimes it's dark and foreboding, other times exciting, exhilarating. Go enjoy yourself. And if you're planning your own adventure, you know the drill. Know where you're going, what you're doing, tell someone where you're going and when you will return. Your safety matters. Until next time, eyes open, cameras ready, over and out.